2, 1. We are, as they say, live.
All right.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
What could be more reprehensible than 2 old farts? 3 old farts featuring Dave and Steven and Greg Shapiro with funny ha-ha.
Hey, boys and girls, welcome to the show and all the ships at sea. I just wanted to throw it because we're at war. I wanted to make that World War II reference. And there you go. Look at me.
Yeah, they should be at sea, but they're not because NATO's being very, very, very mean to me.
Very mean to you. And then the head of the FCC here in America says he wants to pull licenses from television stations that don't cover the Iranian war properly. And they say that's probably not going to happen. And I read that and I started to chuckle. I'm like, yeah, we're not in the 1930s of Germany at all.
Right.
So,
right.
you know.
No, but it's all fake news, he says. It's all fake news. And yeah, they like comedy people. There's just enemy propaganda that they're spewing to the American public. So, yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day,
it's all your mates, Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So at the end of the day, no one really needs our take, but we're going to give it to you. If you're going to, whatever this is, like if it's a disruption of the Epstein files or whatever, like get it over with. Like we don't need boots on the ground. And I said this tongue in cheek yesterday. Someone looked at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, just nuke them and call it a day.
Yeah.
Drop the bomb, get it over with. Pete Hegseth, whatever his name is, will be thrilled.
You know what they want to do now, what's been suggested now, is that America builds a sort of its own Panama Canal and cut the corner right off. They just want to what did the guy say? Thermonuclear bombs, 4 or 5 of those, and they'll cut a channel right across. So you don't have to go around the state of Hormuz. You just cut the Hormuz, make it into an island, basically, a peninsula. And then
that's awesome. That's great. Let's do that.
So there is that already in a way. Yeah. I mean, fine, there's like an engineering problem. But so, yeah, the Straits of Hormuz is that weird, like you can see it here, like the weird triangle. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a phallic symbol, like the state of Florida. Right.
Well, yeah. So it would be like having to go from Tallahassee to Jacksonville.
Right.
But, anyway. But so, God. See, David, for fans of American quirky geography, but there's a pipeline, right? That's I've read that much at least. The pipeline that goes from all the good stuff from Qatar and Saudi and that cuts across, and so there's a big docking station, I think mostly for liquid natural gas, right? So you don't have to go through the Straits of Hormuz,
right?
And anyway, but so even that, I think now Lloyd's of London, right, says, oh, well, that's too dangerous. We got to shut that down, at least, temporarily. And so that's also what's affecting all of that.
Well, Lloyd's is Lloyd's was it was $250,000 to insure a ship to go through. Now it's $750.
Right.
So still insure you. You can still go through. That's not the problem. But nobody wants to.
It's the landmines that are the problem. The water mines.
The Straits of Hormuz. Oh yeah, solar and wind and
that's right.
Renewables in general. If only we could get those through the Straits of Hormuz.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I'm always with the climate thing, but I just read that Claudia Sheinbaum, the ironically named president of Mexico, has opened up not a canal,
right?
The Mexican little, what is it, an isthmus? But like where they have the Panama Canal. That's like the skinniest part of that land connection from North America to South America, Central America to whatever. But so there's a skinny part is like by Yucatan, and it connects the Gulf of Mexico.
Nice.
It's next to Mexico. Are we allowed to call it Mexico? Anyway, they
it's the Gulf of America. That's what they keep telling me. Gulf of America.
Oh God, stop!
Anyway, it's not a canal, but it's like a huge rail and pipeline network. And so anyway,
built by the Chinese, probably.
Well, everything's built by the Chinese.
That might be. Yeah, I'll have to read further into that. But it could be a game changer. And now I'm reading that Sheinbaum is actually breaking the blockade to Cuba. What's up with that?
Oh. Well, here's the best part about the Cuba thing. I've talked to Donnie because we're very tight. And once Cuba is going to meet with the United States, once the Cuba embargo from 1998 or 96 is over, and Congress repeals that law, I'm the new cigar czar. So cigars are Cuban cigars in America now.
Gotta get those.
Well, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen because all the lights are out. Nobody will be able to find their way in or out of the room for the meeting. Yeah. So it'll have to be during the day, and there won't be no coffee to drink. Be nothing. It's
man, it's terrible.
Anyway, I think the most important thing this morning, I just wanted to update everybody on the Hormuz coalition. Because Donnie loves coalition.
So this is Hormuz. I know what you mean.
Hormuz. That's what it's called.
Is it Hormuz? I've never said it right.
Yeah, well, it is now. Anyway, the Hormuz coalition. Yeah. So this is Donnie's been on the old dog and bone, as they say in my part of the world, and he called up France, and they said no, rejected. UK rejected. Spain rejected. Japan rejected. Norway rejected. Canada rejected. Yeah. Australia rejected. Germany rejected. China no response. The Netherlands.
You're saying it's a maybe. So
it's a maybe. And South Korea, no confirmation. So
first of all, the reason that China and South Korea have not responded, they don't speak English.
Well, I think South Korea are a bit miffed because you took all your missiles back. Yeah.
Well, we didn't take them all. I think we left one. Yeah, we left one.
Missile Boy's been enjoying himself, and he's been shooting stuff off into that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Missile Boy's having a Missile Boy's having a field day. Yeah. We got tons of comments coming in, so you guys can read them if you want. But anyway,
all three of them.
Well, hey, for this show, that's tons of comments. Stop it. So, what I find interesting about this conflict, for lack of a better term, is I'm going away from how horrible it is and that people are dying. If you remove that, the technology that's being used, the drones, and all of that is fascinating. Yesterday in Dubai, they got hit with a drone attack, and just watching the drones, and it's fascinating. I know during the first Gulf War, they had their missiles with the cameras, and everybody's like, "Ooh, how cool!" But the drones are just as fascinating to see the technology where it's going. It's fascinating to see where we've gone. If you will, 100 years ago with warfare, where we were in trenches and bayonets, to the second where we're using tanks and planes, to today where literally you could just use drones and not really.
No, James. No, Stephen, wrong. Bowling balls. It's like you like being at the bowling alley. You have to, didn't you see that? That's what the White House has been telling us. Over here in Europe, we think you guys are sort of using bowling balls to sort of knock the Iranians over. Strike! Haven't you seen that?
Oh, yeah, I've seen the memes.
Wake up, America. I've seen it.
We've seen the memes. We've seen the memes, David.
Wii bowling?
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, that's a message to anybody, is it not?
Maybe that's why Japan didn't answer the phone calls. Or no, Japan did answer with what's the opposite of hi? Yeah.
And to one of our fans, he's correct. There's nothing fascinating about war because the death of it and the civilian injuries and whatnot. And I agree with that.
It's not a war. It's an excursion. Steve.
Whatever it is. But I do find the technology being used fascinating. I'd be cool if we used it doing something else.
So you're now on a fascinating excursion. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I just listen. At the end of the day, listen, we fight. We've been fighting for whatever reasons since we were dropped off here on this planet, right? There's a book called The World. Since day one, there's always been a conflict for whatever. It's a great read if you want to read it.
Cain and Abel.
Right. Cain, and all of it, right? Everybody's always wanting to kill and fight and land and blah, blah. Got it. But I'm removing all of that, and I'm just looking at how the technology has gone from back in the day, if you will, from the alien spaceships to flying carpet wars, to sticks and stones, to where. So if you look at our progression as mankind, we have progressed to a point. Humankind, thank you, or womankind. We've gone to a point where we can just kill each other using technology. It's like
Yeah.
You know, instead of worrying about how we all get along, or to Greg's point, how we may do better with solar, how you do better with wind, how you do better with nuclear, blah, 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 blah. Nuclear, we're at the point now where it's like, how do we kill each other better? And that to me is not fascinating. That's pathetic. But the technology that we have is like, I look at that, I'm like, you know, you could use that drone for this, or you could use this for that. I'm like, that's what's fascinating to me, not the death part of it or the ridiculous thing.
Drones can be used for killing machines, but they can also be used for, spreading seeds through the Amazon and regrowing, rewilding or whatever. Drones, man. Drones.
Is that a personal dream of yours, Greg, to spread your
seed in the Amazon?
Spread my seed, exactly. All over the one Amazon, anyway. That's
one Amazon
fantasy. It's okay.
Any cool things happen other than what's going on in the Middle East? And we do have fans and friends over there, so we wish them always safety.
I have no connection to Dubai, but I mean, wow,
I do.
I exactly. I hope
I've talked to them, and they've all.
Yeah.
Like I said to one of them, I said, how she was like, it took me a week to get out. And they said, like, the flights kept getting canceled and go. A couple of my other friends who actually stayed and lived there, I'm like, how is it? They're like, it's okay. It's like, it's not like you said, it's like anything else.
Well, I mean, talk about Brendan Carr and the FCC. In fact, Carr, I just realized that's his name, isn't it?
Brendan Carr.
Car culture. And if you don't report good things about cars, and I mean ICE cars, internal combustion engine, wink, wink.
That's right.
But Dubai, United Arab Emirates said, like, you're welcome to stay, but don't upload any images of damage to buildings from missile attacks or whatever.
Yeah, it's illegal, isn't it, to do it?
So I mean, it's the norm. Hey, well, David, you talked about all these countries saying no to Trump. What about the Board of Peace? So I mean, why did you put that together?
Well, because obviously the clue is in the name. They're all bored about peace. Yeah, so they decided we'd have a few wars.
It is odd.
Waste a good crisis,
of Defense to the Department of War. Like, if we're finding things for what they are,
it's only so he can have a little. It's only so he can have a little red, white, and blue handkerchief, in his jacket pocket.
Oh my God!
To make him look patriotic. It's going to be a good 250-year anniversary for you lot, isn't it?
You would think after all of this. Thank you very little.
I don't have a cap to wear.
You would think after all of this that we've been through, and whatnot. You would think.
And you got Trump.
You would think that we whatchamacallit. Can't see the fireworks.
Are you having a nuclear fusion meltdown?
No, I put the fireworks behind me, but because of the background, you can't see it. But that you would think with everything. And with all our technology, going back to that, and with all our supposedly smart people on the planet, and all the, you would think, we'd get to a point in humankind, whatever kind, or a kind bar, where we'd be like, why can't we all just get along on the little planet? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally like the next toy after all this is, as the Madagascar penguin would say, nuclear. So that's it. I mean, like, what do you want to play with your toys? Okay, well, that's the next one. So it's sort of like, that was my comment, tongue in cheek in the beginning. Is that where we're going? Right. I mean, that's kind of, we're getting to a point where it's like, all right, enough's enough.
If you talk to people, try and have a reasonably serious conversation about what's happening, I think the underlying message I've had for the last week or so through various conversations is people are quite disturbed about how old these people are that are leading this current shit show. All people,
Trump, Putin, they're all pushing 80, right?
Yeah. So they may be pushing the bit like, I don't care, so let's just blow the whole mother load up,
Yeah, but Missile Boy is not 80. Missile Boy's 40 or 45, I think, right? And if you're not, like Kim Jong-un, I don't know how old you are, I'm guessing. But if you're 40, 45, you're not
We'll have a comment from him. He always watches the show. So
I know he does. He'll call me later and tell me how old he is. But my point is like, he wants to blow the whole thing up, but he's not near death yet. I mean, like, he's got another 50, 60 years to go. The other guys, to your point,
active members of invading
countries.
And
But
currently,
that's what I'm saying. So what's Putin gained? Let's look at Putin first. He invades the Ukraine. It's not like a big accomplishment, by the way. It's not like it's a nice country. They got 5 people in the army and they're doing a great job. So,
you mean 2014 or 2022?
Well, I doesn't pick any of his invasions. I don't care. But my point is like, so you invade this country, a medium-sized country with a good army. You thought you were going to roll through it like Afghanistan. That didn't work. Right. So my question then is, what are you actually trying to accomplish? Just to go, look what I did? That's where I don't, I'm not a dictator.
I don't think he sees it that way. I think he pines, there is no other word for it. It's a deep ache in his political soul that he feels that it's a lost child, that it should be part of the old Soviet Union, and he would very much like to have it back. He felt betrayed by Gorbachev and what was the other alcoholic's name who was before Gorbachev?
Yeltsin. He worked for Yeltsin.
But he felt betrayed by. He felt that they'd given it all away, and that was his moral duty.
Are you saying you watched the new biopic movie with Jude Law? Or Mr. Nobody versus Putin? Where are you? There's a book about this as well. I haven't read it.
I read Putin's.
Don't read books.
I read the lady who was in front of Congress way back when about the Trump thing. She's a CIA agent. She wrote the book about the definitive book on Putin, and I read it, and it was fascinating. But the whole logic, I'm like, what are you trying to? I mean, they all want to be remembered forever. I'm thinking, if you go back a couple hundred years, you can't remember. The only reason we all remember George Washington is because it's George Washington. It's like, or Lincoln because he was killed, the Civil War. But I mean, tell me the presidents after like Jefferson and Adam. You want to name some others? No, you may get Roosevelt, Garfield. Colonel Sanders, right. But I'm just saying,
Ronald McDonald.
Thank you very little. They all want to be remembered, but theoretically,
I remember them.
You do. It's amazing that they're iconic, Ronald McDonald. But if you think about this, if you say to somebody, tell me, like every king and queen of the United Kingdom, they don't know. They know the last 50 to 100 years, and they don't teach kids anything in school.
So you need to blow something up with a nuclear weapon. That's what you're saying?
If you want to be remembered throughout history, sure. But I'm just saying, if you say to somebody, who's the president that said drop the nuclear bomb off the Nuremberg Gray in World War II, people are going to have a tough time remembering Roosevelt, right? It's not going to be like, that was like, my point is that they're all trying to be remembered for something. I would be like, if I'm going to be dictator of the planet, I want to be remembered for bringing, I don't know, peace, get the hunger gone, health, like make the planet like a Shangri-La, not, oh, I conquered a country. I don't know. As I said, I don't want to be a dictator. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand the logic. In business, I get it. It's all about money. It's a game. It's like a game of Risk. And I get that these guys think it's a game of Risk, but I don't think they realize that 7 billion, 8 billion people at some point are going to get tired of this game of Risk. We keep saying this, they're going to take a picnic. What are you going to do? What do you do?
So they tried that in Iran, didn't they? They tried taking a picnic, and then somebody just decided, well, let's mow the grass. So, no, there you go.
So,
all of your metaphors. Sorry.
I like it.
But, John McCain, the U.S. Arizona's own John McCain. He was famous for saying bomb, Iran.
Maybe he was
but he also described
frozen foods, wasn't he? Don McCain? No, sorry. All right.
So now we're talking about McCain frozen foods, and I believe you said McLean, yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm talking about John McCain, who described Russia under Putin as a gas station run by the mafia with an army. So
wow.
I mean,
he wasn't far from the truth, then, was he?
And Yeah. So overestimating their own, their own capabilities. And although, they seem to have an asset, we've now had, who was it? Some U.S. senator, I believe. I believe Sheldon Whitehouse from Rhode Island, who said, like, I'm not saying Donald Trump is a Russian asset, but if he was, what would he be doing differently? So,
right.
Russia is helping Iran kill U.S. troops, and now let's ease the sanctions on Russia.
Russia is nearly bankrupt. So what do? We just
give them $6 billion.
Sell some oil. Yeah.
And now and also, did I read that Ukraine is loaning drones to protect U.S. troops in Lebanon, at least, but or U.S. I don't know what they're
and knowledge as well. They're sending them out. So
and Trump denies that, and
the Russians are helping the Iranians with how to fly the drones better, lower, faster. So,
to your point about the drone technology, that's I do you want to. I mean, I'll get back to the renewables and stuff. I just BYD seemed like they had big news. Like Stephen, you talk about EVs from time to time.
BYD is huge, man. Their stock is soaring in Hong Kong. They're selling out.
Second generation blade battery, is that I think the term? And
in the Financial Times, they can charge in 5 minutes 75% of the battery, and in 12 minutes 100%.
Right. So check your email.
And I read 10 minutes 97%. So
it's all.
We're not talking about your love life. We're talking about the BYD battery.
Again, all these charging points, they're all sponsored by McDonald's or Burger King, because that's about the amount. Or Starbucks. That's about the time you need to get in and munch something down before you can get out and look at your car.
Oh, that's true. So there you go. Your famous leaders like Ronald McDonald and Colonel Sanders.
Sanders and Burger, and don't forget the King, Burger King. Don't forget the King.
But anyway, that's it's, and their range is also bigger. Like what, 1,000 kilometers? How much is that? 500 miles.
1,000 kilometers is what, about 600 miles.
Is that that's only if you don't turn the radio on or your lights on or your indicators?
You get an extra 1,000 kilometers. If you don't turn on if you go downhill and don't turn anything on, leave the air off, put the windows up, and go downhill, goes even further.
Increase here, but it's crazy, I guess, except for in the U.S. where they're not allowing any EVs. But
why would we do that? Why would we make the place a better place and do stuff? In Vegas, they have a self-driving robot EV taxi now. So apparently that's supposed to be pretty cool. So I have no idea. But let's do this.
Can they please have the driver that does this?
Yes. Oh, like from Total Recall. Hi, I'm Johnny Cab. That'd be awesome. I would love that. So, all right, let's get into the climate good news, because that's what Greg's really here for. We don't want to talk about death and destruction.
There's so there
we go.
There's so much.
Let's talk about the cool stuff.
I got one other cool thing, and these two items, I think I read about them from this other dude and his weekly blog, I guess. Tom Raftery is an Irish guy living in Spain, and he's got a lot of good stuff. Well, anyway, he was really talking about this EU decision, which I can't believe I didn't see it in any other headlines. But so the EU has apparently, from the Commission, now the Parliament, have decided to lock in 90% reductions on CO2 by 2040, whatever. It's like more and more stringent, and it's law for all these member countries. But the other big deal is that they've also, so Stephen with the finance background, they've put they're talking about the financing and then the public investment. So it's the EIB, the European Investment Bank.
Right.
Ponying up something like 600 billion for the transmission, for the grid.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm like, 600 billion. Oh, okay. Per year for the next decade. And because it's like, oh, we got all this, green renewable coming online, but it keeps, getting bottlenecks. And now we keep hearing in the Netherlands also about like, oh, I want to start a new business. Can't, guess I need to rent some diesel generators, to get enough power, and houses can't be built because the grid is not. But so anyway, there's public investment, and then they're hoping for private investment to also help roll that out. But what is your experience with these public-private partnerships? Like, does it work, or is it just like pie in the sky stuff? This blog was saying like, no, they're really committing dollars, euros on paper to this, and that could make the difference. But yeah,
it really depends. In the experience over the last billion years, it depends on the entity and the people. I mean, I know that's like the easiest answer, but if you have the proper government entity and they really want to make it work, and you have the proper people that have the right mindset, it works great. But if it really is just a publicity stunt for a for a greenwash, or someone go, look at me, then that's much different. And that's where the issue usually becomes.
It was like compared to stuff that comes out of a climate conference, or some one country, with their goals or whatever, like nice goals, but he's like, no, this is actually committing resources. So
it's like a 30-second. It's like if you need the soundbite and you don't do anything, it's kind of and it's like back in 2016 when Trump would be like, oh, they're going to build this plant, that plant, and they never did anything, and now they're doing it. There's a good soundbite back then. It only took 10 years, if you will, to get it done. So as long as it's not just a soundbite and you're really going to do something, then it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
I read is that HGVs. They're talking about BYD and the blade battery. Heavy goods vehicles, HGVs.
Yeah.
So that's radically shifting global diesel demand. So it says.
Okay.
Because like with the trucks, trucks are still like the number one way of getting food to people. And that's, I guess, China, that's Europe, that's America, that's other.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, if I'd be better with my geographical terms, we'd have less bombing. But anyway, sorry. So trucks. But so we talked about, how do we decarbonize the trucking industry, and then maybe it'll be biodiesel, or maybe we'll have hydrogen.
Ooh, Hindenburg.
Converted to hydrogen, and then had to go back because like the supply isn't there, or it was, but it was too expensive, or it wasn't as green as they thought. Anyway, so electrified. Apparently, it is China again that's leading the heavy goods vehicles and trucks. That the battery's heavy. Fuck you. We're just gonna do it and see how. But they're like reaching economy of scale on this stuff, and so I guess it has already shifted global diesel demand. How about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, diesel's a big problem. I mean, it won't be long before it all grounds to a halt here in sunny Holland, because the diesel prices will be so incredibly high. But what about autonomous HGVs then? How happy would you be? Because normally when you overtake a truck driver, you can you can give him the bird, or you can wave or whatever, and then wait for him to take you at the next traffic lights. But
I bet if you are a kid in the back of the car and you go like this to
and they do the thing,
the robot guy, they'll catch it.
They'll catch it. But
that's not a comforting thought, is it? To have huge trucks running up and down the motorways with no drivers in them.
Why you have Teslas? We have Teslas doing it. You have Tesla doing it. You have Waymo doing it, driving cars right now. If you can make it safe, I know, but if you can make it safe, and BYD, I'm sure, will come out with a battery you can put into a truck that's going to run umpteen miles. It'll go to a station. They'll switch out the battery, and it'll go, so to speak, or they'll plug in for whatever. I'm okay with that. I mean, like I got into an Uber the other day. And the Uber driver never touched the wheel. I said, he goes, my car is self-driving. And I said, that's really cool. And he says, I always tell everybody, he says, you have a choice. I can drive or the car can drive. And I just sit here. I go, you sit, I want to watch. And we went and it drove. And I was like, this is really cool. Now, would I be comfortable sitting in the back seat with nobody in the front seat? Not sure. I'm sure down the road I will. And then one of the people I work with, they have a cyber truck. And I was like, interesting. And they're like, you should get one. I'm like, yeah, no, it drives itself. Yeah, no. Only time I want to get an electric car is where I push a button, the door automatically opens. I sit in my, basically a living room where I have my scotch and cigars. And then the front thing, I have a television and I don't really care. And when I get there, the door opens. That to me then becomes a self-driving electric car. I don't want to be the guy that's like, just in case. But at the Tesla technology, it's impressive. So if as long as they can get it better, I know I was reading an article in Austin, it's gotten 23 accidents and 25 tickets and all this other crap. But as long as you get it to where it's safer.
People.
I stop it. Those people, we didn't need them. So if you can stop a few, I'd be okay.
If you relate that to the normal daily accident figures, it's nothing.
Oh, it's nothing. It's minuscule. That's what I'm saying. So no, I don't have a problem with a robo truck, a robo car, none of it. I think as technology progresses, this goes back to our earlier conversation about, look at as you keep progressing forward as humanity, if you will. I'm finding it by 2030, I think it's going to be a point where you can probably buy a car where I'm going to call it on my phone. It shows up. I get in it and I don't care. And an hour later or 5 hours later, I'm going to be where I'm at. I get out of the car. I go, great, I'm done. And I think you'll see people taking naps.
That sounds more like dementia to me, Steve.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, so I'm okay with all that. The question is fueling. So if we don't improve, and China seems to be improving the battery technology to make them go longer, quicker charging, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to a bit of promo for some stuff we're running on the channel, but there's lots of stuff about the oil crisis in the 1970s and about how that's being reflected in what we're going through now. That's a show on the channel. We do another one about the Strait of Hormuz and also about drones. Also on the 2OF channel, you can find that on the front page. But the interesting thing about the current problem with all the gasoline issues, it's either we're going to stick our heads in the sand again like we did in the 1970s, or this is another huge kick up the posterior to move us forward to embrace green technology again. Because it kind of waned, didn't it?
Right.
Because Trump said, well, he tried to say drill, baby, drill, but he said dig, dig, dig. Whatever.
Coal, baby, coal.
Whatever. Yeah, what? Because he lost it a bit. But what's fueling this now? Because the only people that are making money out of this war, big money, are the oil companies. They're happy as Larry, of course, that the oil price is going through the roof. So there's even less of an incentive for them to even try. We're investing in green technology. No, they're not. They're just buying up stuff to make sure other people don't come down the line and then steal their dinner. Oil companies don't want a transition.
No. Well, also, case in point, we're talking about the charging networks, and there's also a kind of Wild West situation in all of Europe. So if you go on a road trip and you want to get from Netherlands through Belgium to France, maybe
France,
go to Spain, then which charging station is it part of? A McDonald's or a chain, of the KFC,
Teslas or whatever.
World, but so it is, unfortunately, there's too much of a checkerboard kind of system where maybe you have to download an app and sign up for a subscription to a new. So anyway, there was one company called New Motion Technologies, and they were based in the Netherlands. A startup where they wanted to standardize the charging stations on at least the main motor routes through Europe. And I was actually hired to speak at this event for their company. And then I was called up and told actually, no, your services will not be required because, well, it's good news. We just got bought out by Shell. And so they have big plans for us. So, stay tuned. We'll call you back once we figure out our new.
Yeah, the big plans are they shelved your company.
They
shelved your company.
They changed the name to They changed their name to Tumbleweed now. I take it that's what they call it.
So indeed, Shell. It was the old catch and kill. New Motion is now part of Shell, and they're not.
Hello,
No,
Shell has
no one-
charging stations too. I could be wrong. Shell now has recharge stations. It's not just.
Yeah, but they came out like beginning of the year and said like we're big into oil again, guys. You know, so that's why the share price went up.
Everybody said that once Trump killed all the programs here from wind to solar and everything, he was killing all the stuff. Everybody's like, no, oil and gas is great again. So it's just like I said.
I got to share another example. I did some speaking for Boskalis, a Dutch company that they help with. They've got all this water engineering stuff, but one of their divisions is offshore wind. Like they construct the offshore wind turbines, which is no small feat, especially with the whole farm offshore. And but so they got one. They're working with Ørsted in Denmark, I believe, and so they're just subcontractors basically. But so Ørsted is the one who bumped heads with the whole Trump administration. There's one off of like the eastern end of Long Island or Rhode Island. So it's called, I don't know, it's going to power, 1 million homes or whatever. And there's another one off Atlantic City. So those are basically like, okay, I guess that's not happening now, but the financing was there. So what do we do with the financing?
No, what's the Ostend?
So now some judge is just like, no, just do it. And anyway, so the guy that was my contact at Boskalis, the Jones Act, if you want to get into that, with century-old protectionism shit where, I don't know, countries, ships flying a different country's flag aren't allowed to, whatever. It makes jobs.
Oh, but they're going to change that. They want to change that now.
At least that the Trump administration has done well. So anyway, this guy at Boskalis and offshore wind, he's like, yeah, no, whatever Trump says at the White House, it's still happening. You're going to have these offshore wind farms online soon.
Yeah, so, only they
can't knock them down. Like, they can't take them down. They're out there.
A huge financial hit, and they've had to lay off loads of people. Because they're taking a lot of people on, a lot of technology on, a lot of people on to do these projects. Yeah. And then, Donnie doesn't like windmills. He likes to shout at them.
I believe the quote was, he's like, when you're standing on a beach and you're looking out at it's like looking through the bars of a prison and the citizens are the prisoners. And the good news is that being in prison is something he thinks about.
Well, the nice thing is that he and his donkey are going to do battle with it at one point, and like Don Quixote. Here you go. Then we'll call him the Man of La Mancha. That's what they're going to rename the White House. Greg, before we go, because we know you have to go soon, tell us where you're going to be so our fans can find you on the planet.
It is true, thank you. I am working on a new show that is called King Me, 250 Years of Donald Trump.
All right. Now, is that going to be recorded as well so we can put it on the channel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My previous solo show is on the 2OF network as well. So
it's done very well. People still watch it.
You know what I should do? I should go and respond to the comments on that.
You should. Can I tell you?
Oh, I'm sure there are haters.
On the cigar show, Rizza was probably watching this right now because, that's what he likes to do. He will respond to people's comments on Habano Saturday. And we have one short that we did in November of 24 about this Fajita cigar. And he's responded to all like 12,000 comments. And that's got like 40,000 plus views. Right? And it just keeps going. And it didn't do anything for a year. And then one day I was like, hey, this video took off. And Rizza's like, really? So he's on every day responding to people's comments. And it's like a thing. Yeah. When you respond, the fans love it. So, hey, and the guy who says we look like the Three Stooges, thank you, sir. We were a bit more the Marx Brothers, but we'll take the Stooges. So there you have it.
Is that a compliment? Well, would I consider that as a compliment?
Yes, for you, David, it is a compliment of highest accord. So,
all right. There you go.
There you go. That's right.
I'll take that. Yeah, I thought it said 3 stages, and I just we're all dying of cancer is what I read.
Oh my God.
Look, 3 stations.
Greg, where other than your new stand-up special that'll be coming out soon, what else, are you going to be anywhere?
Yeah, I'm performing all throughout the Netherlands. different dates. I'm trying out material here. I'm doing a solo tryout there. Stand-up nights here. I'm on Monday. Let's see. Next Monday I'm going to be in Amsterdam doing the Pep and Greg political comedy pub quiz show. So that's one of the
really successful, I hear, Craig, as well. That day.
Yes, you should come. Yeah, and I'm coming to Spikenissa on my tour.
You're not. When's that?
Coming to David's hometown in November. So.
You have to keep me. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do
I'll
that.
let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, Greg's got the beep from his manager saying your time is up with these guys. That's it. The egg timer went off. Everybody, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday morning. We'll be back next month with Mr. Greg Shapiro on Funny Ha Ha. And gentlemen, have a wonderful rest of your day. Every day, Greg, I have to work with this. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and like if you people are listening on the podcast.
Stage 3, we're on now. Stage 3.
Yeah, stage 3. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe and like. We'll see you guys all next month with Greg on Funny Ha Ha. Cheers, everybody.